give me a computer, I'm lost. So what we saw, as we explained before, is the reactors. They created conditions in it, and then they collected materials from it. What is interesting is, as we are human beings and we always look very short-sighted to what we see, we forgot one part. And the part is this. The clouds, if I can make it a different color that you can see it. The clouds in the sky are like cancer. They're literally like cancer. They find a condition, a matter, that they attach themselves to it. Exactly what the cancer does. Particles of anything, plasmatic particles, matter particles, dust or anything. But in that essence, mainly not just pure moisture, but the attachment where the moisture can attach itself to it. It's not so much the temperature change, it's actually particle attachment. So now that you have a cloud and all these things are made, if you look, they can take some of the cloud away, but not all of it. We have pictures, I can show you, it's in the archives of the Keshe Foundation, that the two clouds are there. Those people working in the research center, can you send some of the pictures to Webmaster to show when you talk about the clouds? Because I have it, I can't go there, otherwise I have to stop. So what has actually happened? Why do the clouds, some of it goes away, the whole thing doesn't disappear? Is the reality that there are different dusts. They are made of different particles. Exhaust, from the exhaust of the car to desert sand to particles which come from other things. And then what happens is that in these reactors, our scientists, as they shown, they created different part matters. They showed you the yellow one, whatever was in there, was created in this environment. So now what is actually happened, if they had the pink particles, so now they create here the gravitational magnetic field of the pink particles. So now what happens is that they are not there anymore, are they? The pink particles disappear. Opening in the cloud. Understand the science. If they reset their reactors and now produce a field of the blue particles inside, oops, sorry, I have to go back and put the rubber out and go there. Now, if they produce the blue particles, feel the strength here, then what happens? The same story. Now, you take the blue particles out. Now you see scientific reason why these reactors work. You've seen this before. You've seen this process before. For you, as scientists of the Keshe Foundation, should not be a puzzle. You can clear the sky, wow. But guys, you forgot something? Do you remember? The CO nano coated and the zinc coated, or a zinc plate, we created in the boundary of the water gravitational magnetic field of the carbon, that from the environment we pulled in the carbon, in interaction with the water created CO2 that all of you drink and do everything else. So it's exactly the same. Only thing we've done, we have changed the plates to dynamic reactors. This is a fixed condition, now is different condition. This is important knowledge, because when you come to the space, you don't have particles to catch. As you remember, with the zinc and copper, we created the condition of a carbon gravitational magnetic field. When we put copper and copper, we create a condition of the matter state. So we have learned we can create magnetic field as a carbon, or we can create matter magnetic field as copper or zinc. So the next step for you as scientists of the Keshe Foundation is this. You have to be able to create within the dynamic system of your spaceship magnetic field strength of what you need. You're going through the space, you're short of the gravitational magnetic field or of water, let's say. So you create a gravitational magnetic field of water from the environment of the space, and then voila, what it does. You change field into energy. Because the full content of the spaceship does not always have everything you need. As you go, it's like a fuel tank, as you go through the service station. In time, the knowledge will be shown that you can do these things, as you, what I call, mature in the knowledge. So, if you look, the principle is exactly the same. When you created the CO2, you were puzzled. Now that you absorb from the sky the particles, that the cloud goes away, it's amazing, clears the cloud. You've done the same thing. It means you haven't understood the knowledge. And then you see in the teaching where I bring what I call Marco speed, which I it took Marco weeks to make it, and I kept on telling him, can you put this there, can you put that there? So if you look at the beads with the Marco set, which you see this again, the condition of the cores, the balls and the center will create different condition of this material, which gives you different material. There is no difference. It's the same knowledge. But now with the dynamic cores underneath, you change, you produce what you need. Now you can understand how, what I call coordinated system, monosystem, but by application of different parts, as you understood as good scientists the basic, now you see the totality. Now you see how it fits. So, as our scientist said, oh, we checked and the cloud was changed, and says, oh magic, these people could be by accident.